What's up, Connor?
Not much. How about you?
See, this time you didn't ask me why I said what's up, because we had to start over. Because that happens when you kill the bit.
Don't pull the curtain back. Yeah, I killed a bit. Just like 5 seconds ago. Continue.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
what-
This is a new bit.
You
can't prove that
You are the one who brought it back. You were the one who brought. Okay,
You can't prove that this is the bit that I was going to do before.
You said you had an intro.
That's lost to history.
Oh, good dear Lord.
Here's what we're dealing with now. We, as you know, we did our, first of all, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you. Bless you. As you know, we did our Halloween special last week with special guest Colin Feel of the acclaimed ska band Survey Says, but more recently, the day after. His new ska band. And, there's been a lot of speculation. There hasn't, but in case there was, I'll, get after that speculation of why we did our Halloween special last week. And I'm glad you brought it up, because here's why. In addition to it being Halloween this week, All Hallows Eve, it is also Reformation Day. It is the anniversary of the day when Martin Luther nailed the 95 Theses to the doors of the Wittenberg Church.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea.
And you might say, what does Martin Luther and the 95 Theses have to do with 100% Worse?
Are we pinning up our 95 Theses?
If you think about it, this show is our 95 Theses.
Yeah.
Our 95 suggestions for of getting the world back into shape.
Yep. After our 95th episode, we're going to take these podcasts and nail them to doors.
We are going to put them on floppy disks, and we're going to just nail them. If you get a floppy disk nailed to your door, it will be preloaded with our show.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
Guaranteed.
Honestly, one of the better kinds of soliciting, except for you have a hole in your door, but that...
You could...
we'll glue them.
We
will tape them.
We could... If we can't find floppy disks, we probably could just 3D print the save icon.
We would need to... Well, we would... No, wait.
That's a good point. Let's roll that intro.
Your best friends created the best show in the universe. And they took that show and made that show 100% worse.
Presenting Podcast Extravaganza 100% Worse, the show that gets better every day. Now recorded entirely in French, which has been painstakingly dubbed over by English-speaking sound-alikes.
Well, today, because we didn't say it in the intro even a little bit, we're talking about the music scene.
Yeah.
How can we make the music scene better? What are your initial thoughts? Before even getting into it, what are your initial thoughts on the state of kind of the music scene? Or what does that mean to you?
My initial thoughts are, I'm Connor Hughes.
And I'm Graham Ganahl.
And this is 100% Worse.
The show that gets better every day.
You completely skipped over that. Okay.
No, I did. I absolutely did. And the reason is that I'm so excited to talk about today's topic, the music scene. So what are your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts
about the music scene here in Indy, or I just bumped the mic with my nose.
You've bumped a lot of things this episode, and you got on me about kicking a mic stand.
Well, don't kick the mic stand. In fairness, don't kick the mic stand.
True. But
hey,
you've hit the laptop, you've hit your knee, you've hit the mic. What?
Don't kick the mic stand.
Okay, I won't kick the mic stand.
You say that now. Next week it's going to be back to kicking the mic stand. What do you... I'm sorry. Everybody, you can stop listening for a second. Why do you hate my mic stand? You come here week after week, and you just beat the crap out of it.
It's
does it owe you money?
Unfortunate position. That's all.
Does this mic stand hurt you?
You have a tiny boom. Let's get a bigger boom.
Wow,
put the mic
I have
stand.
A tiny boom. Way to go there. I don't know why you have to keep kicking my mic stand.
Get a really,
you stomp on it. Like you put on your steel toe boots and you just grind it into the ground. If my floors weren't carpet, there would be chiseled holes in the floor.
Sorry, I move around. I like to swivel.
Sometimes
on
you
a
like to
swivel
put out
chair
your
a lot.
elbow and just do a
Honestly,
pile
it's
driver
your
right
fault
into my-
for giving me a swivel chair. I have had a swivel chair for 22 episodes now, and you haven't even thought that might have been a bad idea.
What should I put you in?
A normal
A
chair?
throne?
Yes.
I have swivel chairs. That's what I have.
Yes. I mean, I could sit on the floor. Sit me on the floor and put the boom stand. I won't kick it then. Actually, I literally couldn't because
probably
then my
chew
feet would
on
be
it.
on.
I'm sorry, everybody. You can come back. We got a lot of things we have to work out, and sometimes. Okay, you know what? Count to 10. Count to 10. Count.
1,
Nobody
2,
has time for that. What are your
3,
thoughts? I'll tell you my thoughts
4,
on the indie music scene.
5,
What have I done?
6, 7, 8,
Okay, we're doing this.
9.
You're dead to me. You no longer exist in my catalog of human beings that I know.
10, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm putting an ad in. I'm putting out a want ad for not even a new co-host, just a completely new circle of friends. Can't believe, because here's the thing: you did this to me, and everyone else I know allowed it to happen. This is awful. I'm trying to do a legitimate podcast here, but on a serious topic.
I need to count to 10 again.
I'm going to give you my thoughts on the indie music scene.
I will step back.
From
You
the
have
mic
the
stand,
floor.
I hope.
You have the floor.
Okay, well, the mic stand is on the floor, so I'm going to be very careful with where I walk. Is it that hard? I'm sorry. What I think is that when I think of the music scene, right, I think of rock music. I think punk rock. That's what I go. That's what I gravitate towards.
Yeah,
and
the
it's because
scene.
and
It's
it's
called
the
the
scene.
scene.
Sure.
Yeah.
And to me, that includes punk rock in its natural form. Pop punk, metalcore, maybe.
Sure.
Sure.
Some metalcore in there.
Even emo music. Like, I think I'll kind of include all of that in the scene because they all kind of form this conglomeration of kind of the things that we would consider the music scene. What is fundamentally wrong with today's music scene?
There's no ska. Ska's dead.
There's the ska
is dead.
Resting.
We killed it a long time ago.
All right.
Unfortunately, it's not coming back.
Friedrich Nietzsche, I'm going to need you to
can
calm
pay
down
attention.
for a second.
We can appreciate and love what we had, but unfortunately, it won't come back.
I disagree. And that's why and I'm just going to jump into my first idea right now. I think that to revive the indie music scene, which, by the way, I was going to say the problem is people just aren't feeling it at the moment. A lot of places, not everywhere. Some places, especially across the U.S., have a very vibrant music scene. But, largely, or in some places, I would say maybe even in Indianapolis, our home, people just aren't feeling it like they used to. And I think that the solution is to, for 1 year only, discontinue every type of music except ska. Just allow ska to give the scene an adrenaline shot. Bring it back. Listen, picture this in your head before you say anything to me right now.
Okay.
I want you to put this image into your head.
Okay.
500 hardcore scene kids
Okay.
skanking in perfect unison. Now say whatever you were going to say.
Terrifying. Utterly terrifying. Horrifying, even. Lovecraftian, some would say.
No one would say that.
Some would.
Who?
I just did.
That's one. One would say that.
And I'm sure there are some others out there who might. But if you stopped all music but ska, people would burn ska to the ground.
What would change? Listen,
Hang
I feel
You
persecuted
have a point.
as a member, as a huge fan of ska
As
music.
someone who's
as an
literally
active
wearing a
member,
checkered shirt right now.
I
He's
am wearing
a checkered
black
shirt.
and white checkered shirt to show my
And-
appreciation of the world's greatest form of music.
And
And
a washed denim vest.
yep,
A washed denim
it's
button-up
what I have.
vest.
Yeah. Well,
Black skinny jeans, and you were wearing Converse a little bit ago.
yes. Yes.
We all know you want ska back.
I love ska. Listen, ska is not on trial here. I'm saying, well, I am saying that we put ska on trial as in we try it out for a set period of time. Listen, here's what I saw, okay? And I'll get back to this in a second, but I just want to tease this for a second. Last week in Oswego, Illinois, in Oswego, Illinois, okay, I saw dozens of punk kids fully outfitted in their chains and their leather and their torn jackets and torn jeans and their band shirts and their eyeliner and their spiky hair and their attitudes, skanking together as one.
Was this a dream? Was this a
No,
vision?
this
Were you
was
hallucinating?
reality in Oswego, Illinois. And
What? I didn't know you were in Oswego.
I was in Oswego, Illinois. I just got back from there. Anyway,
Huh.
It was beautiful, and I think that skanking, this great ska tradition, is something that can bring people
It's
together.
practically like a traditional, like, protected dance. It's pretty much like it's a heritage. It's a legacy. It's a
Yes.
It's a way of life. Some would say.
You know, I remember when John Lennon said, "Imagine all the people, skanking as one." Whoa, oh.
Oh. Skanking as one.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Someday Real Big Fish will join us, and the world will skank as one.
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yeah. I mean,
you wanted to talk about the music scene because you wanted to bring up ska, isn't it?
listen. I wasn't even planning on talking about ska today.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
You just got back from like a bunch of kids skanking in a ska concert from Illinois.
Now,
Yes, you
first
wanted
of
to
all,
talk
my
about
point is
ska.
it was not a ska concert.
It was not a ska
It was-
concert.
No. And
Then
that's what made
why
it more
were they
beautiful.
skanking?
Because they knew what was up.
Wait, hang on. You started it, didn't you?
I
you
didn't.
started skanking.
Well-
you started it.
I can't.
Nope.
No.
I can read it on your face right now.
Listen, I
You
cannot
started.
claim responsibility for the fact that everybody. There were times when people were skanking when I wasn't even
No.
in the building.
No, you. Okay. To preface this, Graham is the
I
kind
can't
of person
even necessarily say that I'm
who
the
goes
first person who
to
was skanking.
a metalcore concert
Okay.
and is the only one in the mosh pit skanking. Now everyone
There's nothing wrong with
thinks
skanking in the mosh pit.
he's just in the mosh pit doing mosh pit stuff, but it's very calculated. He's skanking. And one by one, he can make people turn and start to follow his actions.
That's not
like
even a
a
little bit
Pied
true.
Piper of ska.
What are you
The-
saying?
The skied Skyper.
What are the words?
Try asking
You just triggered Siri into asking you what you're talking about, which is what I was going to say. So thanks,
No,
thanks
you
for
have.
that, Siri.
It
Thanks for
would
saving
not
me the effort.
surprise me at all if you went to this concert, you started skanking, and everyone started following you because you are like the only one in 1,000 square mile radius that would start skanking.
First of all, Colin Field was playing at that concert, and if anybody loves ska more than I do, it's him. So
But
check
was
yourself.
he skanking on stage?
He was holding an acoustic guitar.
He was
We don't have time for this right now. Let's give me one quick idea, and then
Okay.
we got a segment, and then we got an ad break, and then we got to talk some more, and then we
Okay.
got another segment, and then we got to talk some more, and then after that, we all get to go home, which I'm
Okay.
looking forward to, and so is my mic stand.
Man, you have been feisty today.
Is that what you say to my mic stand before you kick it?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Here's my idea. Bring radio DJs back.
All we hear is radio DJ. Started out with a lot of momentum, did not finish strong.
Like the actual ones from the 90s
Yeah.
with cool hip names.
Oh, yeah.
Bring those guys back.
Hey there, I'm
Bring the
DJ
graffiti
Swedish
and
Chef.
the brick walls and the skateboards.
Sure.
Uh,
Did they skateboard, the radio DJs?
I want full stations where DJs are allowed to talk over the music because
Yeah.
it's more about the DJs than it is the songs
Yeah.
you're listening to.
Listen, bring back the Clint McElroys and the other ones.
And the Mr. Cool and the... I was going to say Freezy Breezy, but that's
Fraggle and the
nothing.
Rock.
What?
I don't know.
don't know.
I'm just saying things that sound like two DJs.
You know, bring back the boomboxes on the shoulders. You want to like promote music and music scenes? Let's have boomboxes on shoulders,
Okay.
which might go in tandem with your idea
Yeah.
of ska because it was kind of the
yeah,
era.
I do have scoliosis, or as we call it in the biz, scoliosis, which just makes carrying the boombox difficult. But I will get my strong-shouldered friends on that idea at once.
Yeah, let's like, let's bring it back. You know, Jet Set Radio. I'm thinking Jet Set Radio.
Sure.
Let's
I used to have a mini boombox.
a mini boombox.
That was
there. You can
enjoyable.
put that on your shoulder.
It didn't really
Tape
boom.
it, scotch tape it.
You know,
on
it
your shoulder.
bapped at best.
It bapped. It's a
It
bat
bopped.
box.
A bat box. Yeah, it was more like a box. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like a hey,
Like a
Like a-
what?
like
I don't
like,
know where this
hi.
is going.
like a big boombox is like boom boom boom, but like this one was just like yay. It was small. It was tiny. It ran on like AAA batteries.
That's adorable.
Yeah, portable as well.
Yeah, you could scotch tape it to your shoulder.
Mm.
We could have a bunch of people
Yes.
with tiny boomboxes on their shoulders. Heck, just bring back shoulder pads with boomboxes installed in them because we have the technology.
I mean, this is the future.
Yeah,
Forget anything else that we ever talk about. This is the future.
yeah.
Patent that.
Okay.
I think
I
the
will.
way you have to patent that, you have to put yourself in the mail.
Trademarked. It's trademarked. Everyone can't steal it.
Trademark.
Okay, done.
Yeah, donut steal. I think you have to. You have to seal yourself into an envelope, self-addressed stamped envelope, and then put yourself in the mail, and then not. Then you can't get out until, or
I don't know where you're going with this.
I don't know how to copyright anything.
Clearly, your methods haven't been working.
I mean, you know, Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. I wrote that. I just don't know. I didn't know how to copyright anything, so didn't really make anything.
Didn't really
off
go
of it.
anywhere with that
No.
one. Oh.
Listen, I gotta take a break from this. We're being too helpful. You know, we're being
Okay.
too mindful. We are doing too much.
Okay.
I would say we are helping too much. I'd like to bring light to another issue
Okay.
right now. Now, as you know, we have been angling for that Moon Pie sponsorship from day one.
Yep.
I love Moon Pie. I think they're a great company. I think that they create a great product or line of products.
They have a line of products.
Getting educated.
What do they make?
Moon pies,
Yes, I know that, but what else do they make?
vanilla moon pies.
Saturn pies, Jupiter pies, asteroid pie,
No, just
No.
different flavors.
Kuiper belt pie,
Di-
Andromeda galaxy pie.
I
Or
don't.
is it the Andromeda cluster? I don't remember.
You're an Andromeda cluster.
No, I think the Andromeda is a galaxy.
What I found recently are not a huge number, so really just kind of outliers of product reviewers on Amazon who had something negative to say about the Moon Pie line of products.
Oh,
And
How
I
dare
thought
they?
that in fairness, because Moon Pie is not a
in
sponsor
fairness,
yet,
Yep. It's time for a witch hunt.
it is not time for a
Oh.
witch hunt.
Okay.
I just think that because I talk so much about why I love Moon Pie and think that they're the best, it might be good to hear from some people who have different opinions.
fair and balanced. Let's get
Fair
some
and balanced.
Yeah, let's get some actual critique in here.
So I'm just basically what I'm going to do here is put this over some calming music, as I'm sure that it was conceived of in the author's head.
I'll add it in post. Sorry.
Yeah. So this review comes from Betty Lee the Second, or Betty Lee 2, or Betty Lee II. And this is a review for Moon Pie Original Marshmallow Sandwich Cookie on Amazon. On April 7th, 2017, verified purchase. And Betty Lee II says, "What happened? Am I thinking of the wrong thing? I had the biggest hankering for these. Found them on Amazon and ordered them. These are horrible. It tastes like cardboard. Not even chocolate-covered cardboard, just cardboard with some gush in the middle. No flavor. Oh, I am so disappointed and stale. They were wrapped, but taste like they've sat in a cardboard warehouse soaking up cardboard flavor in a cardboard factory for like a month. How can you put something covered in chocolate in your mouth and taste no chocolate? I ate a pickle after to make sure my taste buds still work. They do. Then I thought maybe only my sour taste buds are working, so I ate a spoon of ice cream to make sure my sweet taste buds still work. They do. Then I ate a marshmallow to make sure my marshmallow taste buds still work. They do. And yeah, the ice cream was chocolate, so my chocolate taste buds are still working. This packaged piece of crap doesn't taste like anything but cardboard." So that unbiased opinion comes from Betty Lee.
Oh, man.
I think it's good to have these opinions on our show.
You are a master at your art.
I mean, I just think it's good to show all sides of you. Moon Pie, obviously, I still am a big fan. Might want to get in touch with Betty Lee II to see if she ate the packaging. Well, it's time for an ad break, and I know I've been gearing up for this one because Connor said that there was a real good one that was going to get dropped this week. So, Connor, why don't you tell us about our first sponsor?
Beads.
Bees.
Beads. With a D.
That's a weird way to say that.
Beads.
Deeds.
Beads.
Beans, now you're saying.
Beads.
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 What? Tell me more about beads. You can't just say the word.
They are fun.
Okay, let's start with the basics. You're not reading from the copy. They gave us copy, and you're not reading from it.
I'm sorry. I was stalling. I'm trying to pull it up in my email right now. I'm
Pull it
getting
up.
slow connection.
I've got it. I have it.
Sorry, I thought maybe you take over.
No,
as I was
just-
frantically pointing at my phone, but you weren't doing anything.
I
Can
thought
read the
you had
copy for
something.
me?
I'm sorry. Poor communication. Yes, I've got it up. Yeah. Beads. Copy says they are small, portable. You can put them in your mouth.
Don't put them in your mouth.
It doesn't say not to put them in their mouth. It doesn't say whether or not you should. It just says that you can, which I think it's a feature.
Yeah. True. Fair.
Please don't detract from the features.
I wasn't detracting from anything.
You can put them in a glass of water. You can pour them into the river. You can take beads. You can throw them in any direction. You could put beads on your roof. You could put them into a leaf blower, blow them out of the leaf blower. You could put beads in the blender, make blended beads.
Wow.
And these are just some of the uses. They've got
can-
holes in them. You
I
can
can
put string
put-
through the hole, and now you have bead on a string.
I can put beads in the oven?
You can put beads in the oven.
I can put beads on my shelf?
You could put beads on your shelf.
I can put beads in the sewer?
You can't put beads in the sewer.
Oh.
You can't. It does say that you cannot
Oh,
put beads in the sewer.
Well, hey, health code risk. So I guess, yeah.
Yeah, but
So they're looking out for the American
right.
people.
They're mostly because people are also going to then put those beads in their mouth. So
True.
it does.
True.
Yeah. So that would. Our second sponsor today is my mic stand. And it was going to.
Wow, you are sassy.
It was going to deliver the message in person, but is currently not feeling great. Kind of battered, kind of 3 broken ribs, hurt feelings, and my mic stand just says, "Hey, get out and vote." It's like a PSA from the mic stand. So, like the mic stand is like a really great U.S. citizen, just trying to do its part. Basically, this mic stand is probably the best person I know. if I had to pick. I've had this mic stand for quite a while. This mic stand is like family to me. This mic stand is like a brother or a son or a bron, like kind of a combination of both. You know, it's everything. This mic stand has been through 2 world wars. This mic stand has been to the moon. This mic stand shook hands with the president. This mic stand ran for president, but was not voted for.
Slogans, we like Mike.
We like Mike. That's yes. And I'm surprised that you even know that, considering that you treat it with no, I'm sorry, I will say this, no darn respect.
You are really a master at your craft, but you are so sassy right now. I think you were the one who's saying you'd like to shoot for a certain time for this episode. I believe you're way past that. Probably
I
because
just
of
think
this
it was
bit.
an important thing to say. I just
Probably
feel like
because of this-
I accidentally bumped the mic stand. It's fine. So let's get out of this ad break
I don't want you to ever speak to me about mic stands again.
and
Please.
go back to
I'm
the
gonna get restraining
episode.
warrant on you and your mic stand.
And so here's some chill transition music.
Okay.
Why don't you hit me up with your next idea for improving the music scene?
Oh, sure thing. Okay. Ever since I was a kid,
Mhm.
I would watch bands play live on stage,
Uh-huh.
right? And I saw this, and I was like, "Wow, that's really neat. I love the music. I love the bands. The guitars are super cool. Vocals are amazing. The drums are always in every band squirreled away in the back
Oh,
of
I see what
the
you're saying.
stage.
Sure. Okay.
The drummer sits down
Uh-huh.
and plays the drums from there.
Yeah.
Whereas you have guitarists doing kickflips and vocalists
Kickflips?
kickflips.
All
You
on
heard me.
skateboards.
You heard
Every
me.
member of the
Yeah.
band on a skateboard
You can
except
put a
for the
gui-
drummer.
You can put a guitarist on a skateboard.
Sure.
They'd ride around the stage. You can't
Yeah.
do that with a drummer. So
Okay.
I was kind of curious. I was like, maybe the drummers feel bad. Maybe all drummers in the world feel bad
So
because
we've-
they're the ones scrolled away in the back of the stage.
And so you went out and found every drummer in the world,
Yeah.
and we've got them in the studio
Yep.
right now. Oh, okay. This is not well thought out. This is actually, you know what? This is not.
This is-
This is cacophonous. This is a
What?
disaster. This is
Help.
actually far too much.
Help.
No, thank
My
you.
ears are bleeding.
I'm sorry. They are going to have to leave. Every one of them is
okay.
going to have to leave except for Mike Portnoy. Nope, you got to leave.
No,
They all gotta
yeah. Well,
Okay.
love you, buddy.
It was a
You're
good
great.
idea, but
Okay.
no. I'm sorry. That was poor
Okay.
planning on my part.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
I always thought maybe drummers felt bad because they were in the back and they didn't really move around.
Yep.
So what if we kind of split up the drums to different
Okay.
parts of the stage so that they got the chance to run around too and
Oh.
be in with the band, in with the music. So they'd be running around, bumping shoulders with the guitarists and bassists like the guitarists and bassists do to each other. And they'd
Right.
be having the time of their life and they'd be running next to the vocalist singing in their mic, as they're running around the stage hitting
Sure.
the drums.
Well, I see no flaws with this plan at all.
I thought it might
No, I think if this were a
I
bill on
thought
the
it might
House
be
floor, I would put it right
good
through.
I thought it might be good for the drummers.
No, yeah,
Give them
absolutely.
some of the spotlight too.
And this drummer is Quicksilver from the X-Men.
Well, it wouldn't have to be.
No, but
You would just need really long sticks.
There's an old Chinese legend about heaven being a place where drummers are sat very far away from their drum kits, but all have very long sticks, and so they can drum each other's kits, but
Yeah.
can't reach their own.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this old Chinese legend also says that hell is the same, and that the drummers are so selfish that they just try to drum their own kits, but can't reach because the sticks are so long, and they can't do 6 solos.
We could suspend the drums in midair and then suspend the drummer in midair with the long drumsticks. So the drummer's still hitting the drums with the really long drumsticks, but it's like splayed out, like a.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
this
a
basically
spider
what you're
web of
describing
drums.
here is the setup for a classic Looney Tunes anvil drop. So some member of
What
the
else are
audience
we
is
doing?
going to get squashed under
What else is going to happen at the end of the show?
um.
The guitarists break
Sometimes
their
people just go
guitars.
home. Oh, so guitars break their
Yeah,
guitars.
the vocalists drop the mic.
Right.
And
And the drummers
what
just
do the
kill a
drummers do?
man. And they just kind of commit homicide or possibly double homicide, depending on the
Hey,
size of the kit.
I mean, it would
just
make
kind of-
concerts
they-
that more interesting.
Sure, they just kind of-
especially if you like flew the drums across like the stadium, so people wouldn't. They couldn't really choose a spot and stay there because they
Hey.
don't know where the drums are gonna land. So
Oh,
then everyone
yeah.
has to get up and move, and
Oh,
now
yeah, that's
everyone's
fun.
jumping and running around. Ooh, I just bumped my mic stand. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. We've talked too much about mic stands. Too much about mic stands.
I do no fault of my own. You stop bumping the mic stands, we'll stop talking about it.
You bumped the computer earlier in the episode. You
The
bumped
computer
the
does not have a mic
You
in it.
bumped the mic stand, and then you bumped the mic stand again
That
on
was fine,
purpose.
though. That's no problem, really. It's no big deal, really, to bump the mic stand.
Why are we? What man? This is the episode where we go down.
Why
See
are
ya,
we
everyone.
like
This
this?
is our last
I
one.
wonder. I
No,
get what you're
okay.
saying. I just don't know if winging a Zildjian into the crowd and taking off somebody's head with a Quentin Tarantino-esque spray of blood is the best option for ending kind of your average They Might Be Giants
no,
concert.
it would. They'd be suspended above the crowd, and they'd be moving around the crowd, so that
Sure.
when they drop, you don't really know where they're gonna be. So the crowd all gets up and moves and jumps around and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of a more interactive,
I
get
guess
everyone jumping.
it just depends on the crowd, because I feel like
the vocalist wouldn't have to say, "I want to see everyone up," because he wouldn't even have to do that
Right.
because everyone's already up and running
running
and
away,
screaming.
kind of in droves. Yeah, just
Well,
a
yeah, but
mass
if it's like a
exodus.
metal concert,
Sure.
okay, if it's like a death metal or like a black metal or something, then
Okay, yeah,
people are
kind of
probably
just
already doing that
expected to
anyway.
die. Yeah.
And then you probably have a group of people running under the cymbals. Like,
Sure.
this is gonna be fun.
Mhm.
But that like
What are we talking
I don't
about?
know. I just wanted to make things more interesting for the drummer because as a kid, I thought the drummers must be bored.
The drummers
Apparently, it
must be
takes
bored.
incredible concentration to do that.
You would one assumes. I talked a bit about Oswego, Illinois earlier,
Mhm.
and I have a very simple idea for
Okay.
livening up the punk scene
Okay.
throughout at least the Midwestern United States.
Okay.
That is simply just to start exporting kids from Oswego into the surrounding states. I think if we
'cause they
get
were
just
so
a couple
wild.
of them,
They
they're
were
so
so great.
wild that if you just plant a couple in each major city, then you're going to just kind of by virtue of their ferocity take it up a few notches.
Is it possible that over there they have a really strict man, so they're sticking it to the man?
Oh,
And now, if you go to like I don't know, like a post office,
Mm.
they're kind of really lenient about stuff.
wow.
And maybe if we got a stricter man around
Yeah.
the place,
No,
then
so
we
yeah.
have kids who would don
Would
the checkered
stick-
suspenders and the band T-shirts
Sure.
and the eyeliner and the
Uh-huh.
spiky hair and
Yeah.
play broken old guitars in their garage.
So you have to have kind of a very kind of adhesive man.
Yeah.
So that because if you have kind of just like a man coated in sort of a damp secretion that of some sort, similar to a slug, things will kind of just slide off of the man
Mm-hmm.
or kind of just slip
You need
out of the
to
grasp
be
of
able
the
to
man.
stick it to the
you
man.
have to stick. You have to take it. You have to firmly affix it to the man
Mm-hmm.
by means of adhesion. Yeah, no, you're right. No, that's
Yeah.
and that's common knowledge. And honestly, shame on me for not.
Well, I
I'm
don't know.
thinking
You
of
were
that.
over there, so did you ever walk into a post office or a library or somewhere?
I
that the
didn't.
man would control?
I did not meet the man.
You didn't meet the
I
man.
personally did. Well, I don't like to stick it to an unfamiliar man in kind of a city that
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay,
That
fair.
I'm not.
Yeah.
That isn't my home.
Yeah, maybe that man's cool.
Maybe
You
they're-
don't know.
Their customs could be different from ours. I wouldn't, walk into a Forever 21 and just start sticking it to a mannequin because that's improper.
Maybe over there they hand each other chickens instead of
They could,
handshakes.
and that could
Maybe-
be any number of things.
Maybe they give each other old boxes of shoe lint.
I have a kind of final suggestion. I don't know if you
Okay.
have anything else after this.
My only suggestion was to bring back the pipe organs that you see in churches because those things are
Oh.
dope.
That's fun.
That
We could
was it.
definitely have those. So here's what we'll do. I've got one more suggestion, and I think it's a good one. So why don't you actually do our final extra segment, and then
Okay.
and then we can go into that
Okay.
final piece of wisdom that I think will get the music scene up and running again. That'll just
Okay.
give it a good old fashioned kick.
Well, this week I wanted to basically introduce an idea where, because we consume a lot of media, we love books and TV shows
Eat it
and
right up.
film and all that stuff.
Sure.
And I thought maybe we could give people, recommendations. Like,
Yeah.
Because I know for me, after I finish a book or a TV show or something, I'm sitting there, I'm like, what now? What now?
Yeah,
What
for
then?
sure.
So like if I had like a little thread that someone grabbed me that I could unravel each week, that would be super helpful.
Yeah,
So I
for
thought
sure.
maybe we could do
Okay,
it.
so like a
So-
recommendation?
Yeah, but
Okay.
a recommendation and then a steer clear from.
Oh, a steer clear.
So this week,
Uh-huh.
I wanted to talk about, well, first things first, my steer clear is kind of more of a rant of mine of
Okay.
stay away from traffic. I hate traffic. It's
Oh.
garbage.
Absolutely. Steer around traffic.
Don't be the person who, when you're at a four-way stop, you stop and they stop first, and then you stop, and then they wave you
Mhm.
to proceed, like you got there first, and then you sit there and like, no, you got there first, and then it takes extra seconds, and then it
Right.
takes like you interacting with someone else, and it really didn't need to happen. And
Sure.
you kind of, and then it's super awkward because then like you kind of sit there for half a second, and then both of you kind of jolt forward a little bit, like oh, sorry, you go, and then you're both like waving at each other,
Yeah.
like what's happening, and then like another car just goes because people are being
And it's
stupid.
it's exactly the same thing as kind of approaching, like walking straight towards somebody else, and then you both
Yeah,
go left,
yeah.
you both juke right. Yeah, as long as we're doing a kind of Goofus and Gallant style. I'd like to drop my steer clear,
Okay.
and it's also traffic related. And it's something that happened today that just bothered me unduly.
Okay.
So if you're in a parking lot and the parking spaces are clearly slanted one way or the other, and there are giant arrows painted on the ground, that means that the aisles in between the parking spaces are one way.
Mhm.
And don't go the wrong way down it, especially in a crowded parking lot, because if somebody's coming the other way, like they're supposed to have the entire space there between.
only
So if
space
you're
for one
coming
car.
the other way, there might be space for you to squeeze by, but it is harrowing. And if you don't, by the time that you see somebody else coming towards you and look to each side and see which way that the spaces are angled, and realize that in order to pull into one of the spaces, you would have to break your car's neck doing a turn. If you don't understand by then that you're going the wrong way, then you shouldn't be driving.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. So basically, steer clear of being stupid on the road. We're going to the recommendations.
Yeah.
and the loves.
Yes,
And, so
absolutely. So what do you recommend?
I recommend Animorphs.
Okay, but you
Okay,
recommend that
yeah,
every
I know,
week.
I know. It's seriously, if anyone hasn't seen it, go read it because it's actually really good. But
It's not, though.
oh, you shut up! It is amazing. I don't need that kind of negativity. I will walk.
I mean, I'm afraid
Okay.
that if you do, you'll step on the mic stand. So
Okay. No, actually, this week I've been listening to a podcast called Tanis.
Oh.
It's a fictional mystery horror.
Okay.
That's super, super interesting, super in depth. It's basically about unraveling a mystery about
Uh-huh.
some like myth, a legend.
art, science, history, unraveling the mystery.
Yeah.
It all started with the Big Bang. Bang.
Was that Big Bang Theory?
That was the
intro?
Big Bang
Okay.
Theory
I
theme song.
thought maybe it was a
It wa-
PBS.
no, it was
intro, but I
no,
couldn't
it was.
remember.
Yep, was the theme. Definitely the
Okay.
theme song too. With Sheldon and Leonard and all those.
Yep.
All those men.
But no, I do recommend Tanis. If anyone's really interested in like story podcasts.
Yeah.
Like,
It sounded pretty cool from what you were describing earlier, and I know that I, for one, will be checking out Tanis. My recommendation this week is, and this is not something that's super new, but I definitely recommend the movie Nightcrawler. It was written and directed by Dan Gilroy, and it is not about the X-Men Nightcrawler.
Yeah, don't go into it.
Don't go into it thinking that it's about.
It's like
It's not.
an
It's
origins.
right.
for
It's nothing
Nightcrawler,
like
no.
that. It is its own separate thing. It's a movie kind of about this this stringer who goes out with a camcorder and gets footage for the news that's shocking and provocative. It's a very interesting movie. If you can get your hands on it, I also highly recommend reading the Nightcrawler script, which again was written by Dan Gilroy, who directed the movie. It is written in an unconventional style. It is just fascinating. So highly recommend both of them. If you can only find the movie, then definitely watch the movie. But if you could find the script, read that too. Cannot recommend it enough. It's just, it's a great movie. Fascinating concept.
Okay, yeah. I just thought maybe we'd give people something to check
Yeah.
out for this week.
For sure. I'm going to hit you with that last suggestion.
Okay.
And I think that I've gone to some house shows in my day. I enjoy a good house show. I think what would make every house show better would be if Hugh Laurie just showed up and started shredding.
Oh, okay. So just show up at
Yeah.
a house and then start like playing
Right.
guitar.
Just kind of house MD strolls in to your house show, picks up a guitar and starts shredding, which, by the way, he can do.
yeah. He's pretty good.
He's good.
He's
House shows.
house shows, but
It's
with
not
more
a difficult
guitar.
concept. Yeah.
Oh, house shows. Oh, okay.
This is the next week of my life.
I got it. That was
It was a slow burn.
yeah. It took me a while,
It was a
but
slow burn joke.
we
I'm
got
glad,
there.
I'm glad that we got there together as friends. You know?
Yeah.
Because that's what's important.
Yep.
That and not bumping my mic stand.
Okay.
This episode
All right.
was brought to you by the letter E and by the book Cats Are Capable of Mind Control. Which I
yeah.
hope we can read a fact from now. This is a book of, I don't know, 1,001 animal facts or just facts in general, something like that.
1,000 plus Uber facts
Never knew.
you never knew you needed to
know.
know. Like cats are capable of mind control. apparently.
Absolutely. So why don't you give us any old fact from that?
Okay,
that
so I'm
book?
just gonna open to a random page.
Yep.
Again, these might not be funny, but they might
Yep,
be interesting.
But they will be interesting.
Oscar Wilde's alleged last words were, "My wallpaper and I are fighting a duel to the death. One or the other must go."
Oscar Wilde. You're an
Apparently hated
inspiration.
his wallpaper in his
I mean, yeah.
bedroom.
Yeah. And I hope that when I'm in my
Is it-
deathbed, nobody comes up to me and says, "Hey, nice deathbed." Because you hope.
Is it called a deathbed
I
room?
think-
Because it's called a bedroom and it's called a bed. And
And a
then when you're
deathbed.
on it, it's called a deathbed when
Sure.
you're dying. Is it
So
a deathbed room?
I
Huh.
mean, it makes sense. Deathbed room.
Deathbed room.
If anyone's looking for a band name.
Ooh. Yeah. I
definitely
kind
go
of.
listen to Deathbed Room.
Yeah.
I'm changing my suggestion of the week to Deathbed Room, which will have formed as a band by the time that this goes out.
Which is like tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's very fast.
Absolutely, it will.
Very fast.
Hey, we'd like to thank Kenny Childers for doing our opening monologue. We
Yeah.
would.
Yeah. Thanks, Kenny.
And we'd like to thank you, the listener, for
Putting up with this.
listening.
Yeah. Listening.
That's the action verb.
Yep.
Absolutely,
that's
the present
right.
participle.
That is what it's called.
If you or someone you know, I was about to go into the Ghostbusters thing.
Have seen a ghost.
Call, and then their number is like a 555 number, which they always use on TV, to denote because you can't. It's not a real number.
Really?
How come Spangler is so overlooked as a Ghostbuster? He's the best Ghostbuster. He's the only one who takes it seriously.
I've never
He
seen.
knows the
Ghostbusters.
most. He cares about the job. He acts like a scientist. But who gets the credit? Venkman. Always Venkman.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
If you have opinions like I do about Ghostbusters, please
Or
send
mic
them
stands.
to, or pardon me?
Don't worry about it.
Send them to hundo@turboteenmovie.com. That email address is hundo at turboteenmovie.com. The question for this week is, who's your favorite Ghostbuster and why is it Spangler?
Or, if you don't like typing out an email because that's old people stuff, you can send us a tweet at 100% worse.
Sure. And you can also find us on Instagram at 100% worse. And this, by the way, is the number 100, the words percent and worse. Same with our Facebook. You can find us on Facebook at 100% worse. That's the number 100, the words percent and worse. And yeah, let's Twitter, Instagram, email, Facebook.
Yep.
Got that all covered. Hey, if you like what we do, please leave us an iTunes rating and review. Sure helps us out a lot, and it'll make you feel good inside. I know what you're thinking, but hundo, that will take 45 to 60 seconds out of my life.
To make it even faster, you can copy pasta the bad review from the Moon Pie.
Absolutely.
And then just do give us 5 stars, because 1-star ratings
Sure.
will make it go down. And that's
we
not
would
what
prefer,
we want. But
we would ask of you not to leave us a 1-star rating.
But if we had a bunch of 5-star ratings
Sure.
that said we tasted like cardboard,
That's
Yeah.
okay.
yeah,
It's that's better than most podcasts do. Most podcasts are completely flavorless.
yeah.
Except for the empty bowl.
What does cardboard taste like?
Cardboard tastes like off-brand Cheerios.
By Jove, you're right. Off-brand Cheerios. That is a secret I've been looking for. Away, Victor!
Victor,
To the Zeppelin!
what Zeppelin? Hey, thanks so much for sticking with us. Thanks for listening to 100% Worse. We'll be back next week with more goofs and frights. And goofs.
A little bit more goofs, because Halloween will be over.
Yes.
Oh yeah, have a good Halloween, everyone.
And have a good Halloween. Especially you, Andrew WK. You deserve it. Party tip, have a good Halloween. I've been way too annoyed about the mic stand thing. Honestly, it's fine. I'm sure it'll survive. But I've also been Graham Ganahl.
I've been Connor Hughes.
And I'm doing it again. I'm
are
looping
doing it
back.
again.
It's a time loop.
Yep,
It just
you're doing it
recurses
again.
back on itself. This has been 100% Worse. Kiss your dad square on the lips.
Eat your pizza right out of your pockets.
And they took that show and made that show 100% worse.